Welcome back to Games Revealed. I'm James and also The Brink, and today I want to give a little bit of a story for you guys, a bedtime story for those who are going to bed right now. And this has to do with Russia and maybe some games that you could buy that weren't so legit, and a time when I used to live there. So if you want to hear the story and a little bit about the gaming adventures I guess I had a little bit there, then make sure to wait around and watch the rest of the video. Make sure to like, subscribe, bash that bell with your crowbar, and let's get into it. So what brought this up was, I love Kotaku so much. That's what I think. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna get amazing news from there. And I actually really don't like Kotaku, and not to really bash on it too much. It gets a little bit too politicized for me. But every once in a while, they can get something kind of interesting going on. And this just brings up a lot of memories. So Russia may legalize software piracy as tech and game companies continue to pull out. And it looks like they're just trying to make it so anyone that are going to agree with the sanctions and whatnot against Russia, any tech companies, they're going to essentially make it so, hey, we don't need to have a license to run your software. I don't know how far this is going to go. I don't know if they ever actually dried up the piracy that was going on over there, because when I lived there in Russia, over 15 years ago, I was buying games. You go into a game store and essentially buy almost whatever you wanted at the time that's a PC game, and you could get it for like a couple of dollars. And it always seemed kind of weird. And I don't think I ever had a click that, hey, these are pirated per se. I just thought we were getting a good deal because game companies people couldn't afford things over there. So I was getting a good deal. And so when I came home, I actually had quite a bit of games acquired this way. Since then, I have purchased said games typically, or I still have some of the discs, but I also own the games on Steam and whatnot. But you just never know if you're going to get a virus, or what version of the game you're going to get, or if you're going to get some surprises with that between viruses and whatever else NSFW kind of stuff you could find in there. Yeah, it was always a surprise. It was always fun to go into those stores though, because they just had so much stuff, and maybe this is just me being stupid and naive at the time, but it looked bootlegged. You looked at the covers and they were all just photocopied from a printer, right? And or I don't even know, photocopied. They were downloaded off the internet, probably from a 56K modem. They had more than that back then, but then copied and then put into a little game box. And I guess I didn't put two and two together, but I'm sure deep down I knew. And it's just, I would buy stuff like that. Like one of the things I got, they had 6,000 viruses on this one disc, and I had to get it. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going into IT. I'm going to love this. And I get home, and I just was never brave enough to put that 6,000 virus CD in my computer. I was even going to run it in a VM and all that, but I was like, I couldn't put it past that. Like, maybe I did actually. Maybe I did it once on a MacBook. No, just because I wanted to prove that it was going to blow up my MacBook, but I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have done that. But still, that's beside the point. I never really truly looked into that disc, and I still have it somewhere around here. So I don't know if those 15-year-old viruses are good still. Maybe I should give it a try out, plop it in my computer, and see if it fries anything. But it's a fun story. It's also like I wanted to add like a kind of a light story to a very dark news item, really, because what's going on with Russia and Ukraine, and Russia is doing everything they can to just really ostracize themselves from the world. And whatever you said on this, I'm not trying to make this too political. It's just I do have, I lived in Russia for a few years. I do have, some ties to there, and it's just, this article just really brought it up to me that, like, did they ever stop doing illegal games, sales and all that? And this doesn't necessarily say that that's what they're going to do is games related, but you know it is. You know this is going to be like, hey, we're not going to prosecute you if you essentially copy games and sell them. So it will be interesting to see where this goes, and if it continues that long tradition, because I'm sure the bigger cities were starting to get a little less of those bootlegged copies, but I'll have to say it was so weird that you could walk into almost any game store and get a bootlegged copy of Adobe, Microsoft Windows, games, whatever it is. You could do some fun shopping. And this is around the time I believe the Orange Box was kind of coming out potentially, and I might have bought the Orange Box on there too. I also bought it on Steam too, but I can't remember that far back fully with the Orange Box. But yeah, the story over. Just, I have a lot of other stories of Russia, but really, to be honest, I mean, I should be telling this stuff in like my other channel, The Brink, on YouTube, because it's not really gaming related. This one was. Some of the other ones are more like getting in accidents with the Russian mafia kind of stories, which probably wouldn't be bad to tell in another setting, but not really appropriate for this channel. So with that being said, let me know if you guys have had any interesting stories in gaming in the past, however long you've been alive. Let me know in the comments below if you have some, you know, interesting stories like that, or if you've been whatever type of gaming story you have, let us know in the comments below. So thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys next time. Later guys, later. Oh, and have a good night. Sleep tight.